How mysterious was the Qin Tian Jian, ancient China's scientific and astrological agency? In the modern world, as long as you look up, the entire starry sky is free for all to see. But in ancient China, gazing at the stars was a high-stakes gamble that could cost you your head. From the Qin and Han dynasties to the Ming and Qing, every imperial dynasty housed an extremely specialized bureau. The Qin Tian Jian Imperial Observatory, or the Taixi Ju Bureau of Grand Scribes. This office gathered the nation's top astrologers, feng shui masters, and mathematicians. However, their research was classified as the highest state secret. To the rulers, every movement of a star was a private telegram sent from heaven specifically to the emperor. Today, we will break into this ancient, forbidden zone of research. We'll see how these royal prophets who held a monopoly over the sky spotted a star at high noon that shouldn't have been there, and how a bone-chilling prophecy paved the way for the only female emperor in Chinese history. Political fortune-telling, the secret telegrams of heaven. Ancient Chinese astrology was, in essence, political divination. The ancients firmly believed in the resonance between heaven and man, that celestial anomalies inevitably heralded massive upheavals on Earth. The duty of the Qin Tian Jian was to provide 24-hour surveillance of heaven's will for the emperor. In 648 AD, the reign of Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty was at its zenith. But that summer, the citizens of Chang'an witnessed an unnerving celestial miracle, Venus appearing in broad daylight. Venus, known as Taibai, usually appears only at dawn or dusk. But that day, it hung pale and defiant in the sky at high noon, right beside the blazing sun. In ancient astrology, this was an omen of extreme peril, signifying the transition of imperial power and the prosperity of a female ruler. Simultaneously, a prophetic book titled The Secret Records began to circulate wildly among the commoners. It contained a line that made the emperor's blood run cold. After 3 generations of Tang, a female ruler, King Wu, shall possess the world. Li Chunfeng, the fatalist's intervention. Terrified, Emperor Taizong secretly summoned Li Chunfeng, the head of the Taixi Ju and the most legendary master of the occult in Chinese history. The emperor was ready to kill. If the prophecy says a woman named Wu will seize my empire, what if I execute every woman with that surname in the palace and across the world? Li Chunfeng's reply made the emperor drop his sword. Your Majesty, the will of heaven cannot be defied. I have observed the stars at night. This King Wu is already in your palace and is even a member of your household. In 30 years she will take the empire, but if you kill her now, heaven will send a more vicious person for revenge. Your descendants would then be slaughtered to the last. By sparing her, you allow a sliver of the Li family bloodline to survive. The emperor chose to revere the sky. Because of this fatalist deduction by the Qin Tian Jian official, Wu Zetian, who was, then merely a low-ranking concubine, miraculously survived. 30 years later, Wu Zetian indeed ascended the throne as emperor. Li Chunfeng had not only calculated the empire's fate through the stars, but had used the wisdom of the occult to perform an incredible intervention beneath the blood-soaked blade of imperial power. The Western magician and the battle for the mandate. In the long, exclusionary history of the Qin Tian Jian, a surreal event occurred. A Jesuit missionary from Germany seized the right to interpret heaven's will using precision calculations that resembled Western magic. After the Qing army entered Beijing, the regent Dorgan desperately needed a new calendar to prove to the world that the Qing had inherited the mandate of heaven. Johann Adam Schall von Bell stepped forward with advanced spherical geometry and telescopes. To test him, Dorgan set up a celestial grand duel in the imperial court, predict the solar eclipse of the first day of the 8th month in the first year of the Shunji Emperor. The traditional school of astrologers used ancient methods to provide a vague window of time. In contrast, Schall von Bell provided the first contact, the start of the eclipse, accurate to the minute and second, and even drew the exact direction and shape of the sun as it was obscured by the shadow. When the eclipse occurred exactly as predicted, matching Schall von Bell's drawings to the millimeter, the entire Qing court was utterly awestruck. Through a gamble that required no weapons, this Westerner rose to become the head of the Qing dynasty's Qin Tian Jian, Saikwar, the fake omens that tamed emperors. Though the Qin Tian Jian held great power, they also had a celestial phenomenon they feared most, Mars lingering in Scorpius, Yinghua Shuxin. In ancient times, Mars was called Yinghua, representing war, death, and volatility. The constellation Xin, the heart, represented the emperor himself. When Mars appeared to go into retrograde and stop near Scorpius, it meant death with holding a knife to the emperor's throat. Whenever this occurred, emperors would issue a decree of self-reproach to apologize to heaven, or even force the prime minister to resign as a scapegoat. However, modern astronomers using supercomputers to look back in time discovered a terrifying secret of the 23 recorded instances of Mars lingering in Scorpius in Chinese history. 17 were fake. It turns out that when an emperor was incompetent or the court was corrupt, the officials of the Qin Tian Jian would risk the execution of their entire families to forge these terrifying omens. They used the sky as a weapon, launching one psychological war after another against supreme imperial power, forcing emperors to turn back from the brink of disaster. Conclusion: the Watchers at the Abyss. The Qin Tian Jian existed for over 2,000 years. It was both the pinnacle of scientific fortification in the ancient East and the emperor's deepest chamber of divination. Those robed stargazers spent their lives looking at the sky, yet they understood the abyss of human nature. They wove the laws of the universe into calendars to maintain the operation of a vast agricultural civilization, but they also transformed the movements of the heavens into political leverage to sway the rise and fall of dynasties.